It is Nnamdi Kanu that must be prosecuted at all costs. For what? Do you know that if not for ESN, in fact, the Southeast now, the whole Fulani herdsmen and Bani would have taken over that place?
Uproar in court as Kanu refuses to submit to trial, calls Nigerian government lawyer terrorist. And then another caption has it, treason charge. Why federal government can't try me again? Kanu tells court. It's now time for us to begin to look at those conversations that has been making the round all day. What you have been talking about, especially from the political scene all day. So let's get started with this story from Nnamdi Kanu, or fallout or outcome of the proceedings today in court. So detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, as the paper has it, Nnamdi Kanu, caused an uproar at the Federal High Court in Abuja today, Monday, when he refused to submit himself for trial in the terrorism charges against him. The development eventually forced Justice Binta Nyako to adjourn the trial to June 19 in order to calm the situation. Now, shouting on top of his voice, Kanu vowed he would not submit himself to trial, claiming that the Nigerian government has no powers under the Constitution and international laws to file criminal charges against him. Shortly after, the judge declined his request for restoration of his revoked bail and removal from DSS custody. Kanu got up from the dock and contested the attempt by the federal government's lawyer, Adegboyega Awomolo, to open the trial. Now, immediately Awomolo announced that his witnesses were in court and ready to open trial. Kanu stood up and took over arguments from his lawyers, led by Aloy Ejimako. He told the court to forget any trial, adding that he would not allow himself to be prosecuted unjustly and illegally. He cited several authorities from a document in his possession and the doc to support his objections to the trial. Now, when the government lawyer interjected that a defendant was not permitted to talk the way Kanu was doing, the Biafra agitator became more angry and descended heavily on the senior lawyer, calling him a terrorist in the open court. Attempts by Justice Nyako to calm down the situation were rebuffed as he repeatedly shouted on the government lawyer, calling him a terrorist and a dishonest man. As current chairman of body of benches, you are supposed to know the constitution and uphold it, Kanu said, referring to Awomolo. Apparently, unhappy with Kanu's outburst, Awomolo told Justice Nyako that such habit is expected. He is only acting on emotions. I am not offended. I am not provoked, the senior lawyer submitted. In a bid to save the situation, the court agreed to a request by Kanu's lawyer for an adjournment to enable the legal team consult with him in a clean room where there should be no eavesdropping. Justice Nyako subsequently fixed June 19 and 21 for commencement of trial. Now, he tried as much as possible to also mention that, give reasons why he thinks that he cannot be filed. He cannot be tried. Okay. In fact, according to him, he said that the government acted in breach of international treaties it entered into. That's what he said. He said the federal government acted in breach of the international treaties it entered into when it forcefully arrested him in Kenya and rendered him back to the country for the continuation of his trial. All right. Barrister Darlington, before I let you talk, let's quickly play some excerpts from that court proceedings so you get to understand exactly what we're talking about and exactly what it was that was said by Nnamdi Kanu. Take a listen. An excerpt from that court proceedings so you get to understand exactly what we're talking about and exactly what it was that was.
There is a decision of the court taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha, except, but that's when you read. But that's when you read yourself here, my lord, that you made that the defense has now application. Now that's and determine the issue that is glaring in the laid down, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. It's here. This is the law of Nigeria.
Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Section what me? Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. It's very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. Okay. I believe in justice and fairness. That's all.
Nigeria signed to extradite, not to rendition.
Barrister Darlington, you heard all that transpired, and you heard that from Mazin Namdekano himself. I'd like to have your reaction.
Precious,
Sir?
This thing is no longer a joke. Oh. Seriously. I have said it from the beginning that this man is being persecuted, not prosecuted. I think it is only on few occasions that a matter will get to the Supreme Court. And after their pronouncement, the same Supreme Court will tell the defendant to go back to the lower court where the case came from and start all over again. Okay. I mean, it sounds so strange. All the pronouncement the Supreme Court made, why is it that nobody looked into it? Why is it that nobody, a whole Supreme Court, he has said that this man, he has no case to answer. His bail shouldn't have been revoked in the first place. After listening to him, I'm talking of Supreme Court. So why is it that nobody looked at that particular pronouncement by the Supreme Court? The young man is right in what he's doing, because you have pushed him to the wall.
So he tried to defend the fact that they said he jumped bail, and he said that he didn't jump bail. That was because there is evidence that he came to his house to kill him. That was the reason why, and that's why he ran away.
That was why the Supreme Court said that they shouldn't have revoked his bail. That is the truth. And for him to have been renditioned from Kenya, it is equally illegal. The court said that they don't even have any law to try him. It is clear. Remember when Chief Mike Ezokome went to court and all the 15 count charges were trashed out? It's on record. So why is it that the court have not deemed it fit to say, look, we are wasting our time and the time of this young man. Let us do the needful. What are you going to try now? They are standing on illegality. Even the senior liar, Aromolabi,
yes,
he said that the reaction of the young man is expected. That means they know that they are pushing him to the wall. He said that it is expected. That means he knows that this man is unjustly being treated. So his reaction is expected. He said it. He knows that the man is unjustly treated. It has never happened. Precious, do you remember that, what's his name? Bawa, the former EFCC chairman.
Yes, please.
When he was taken in by DSS, throughout the days he was staying there, he did not even write a statement. He did not even appear in court. He refused. Eventually, they asked him to go. The same thing with Dasuki.
For the years Dasuki
that they stayed there. They refused to even because the Dasuki insisted that he must be the trial must go on in an open court. But they said they want to try him in secret. He said no. He didn't appear in any court. They got tired of him and asked him to go home. You have so many cases. Magu, the same EFCC, former EFCC chairman, what happened to him? Buhari did not even allow anybody to prosecute him. He was never confirmed by the Senate. For the 5 years he stayed there. And he was had to go. And he was even promoted. Precious, somebody in this country today, somebody declared, and in fact he declared a fatwa on the wife of the president of this country. He said it. One Alhaji Tenshi, Abi Sheikh Tenshi. He said it that they should kill Buhari, the Tinubu's wife. That she's an infidel. Openly. Without any apology. Precious, up to today, did anybody even call that man to come and say why he said what he said? Up to today, did anybody? What is worse than that? By that man? What is attacking a woman that is an infidel that God told him? Imagine if any other body from the south here have made such a statement. Imagine what would have happened. But the man is going about free. Nobody arrested him. Nobody said anything. Precious, as I talk to you today, terrorists, I'm talking of terrorists who have wiped out an entire village in the north. They are walking about free. They are even, when they are captured, they are being brought back to the society. Sunday Igboho declared a secession address before the camera. He removed the Yoruba race from the Nigerian map. He brought out all the state apparatus of state status. Their currency, the Fadaka, their flag, everything, their camouflage, all the documents. He displayed it. What happened to him at the end of the day? He was chased into Benin Republic. Okay, when he was released from Benin Republic, why didn't they bring him back to Nigeria to come and answer charges? Why did they bring him back to Nigeria to come and answer charges for what he did? I'm talking of, he read a secessionist address before the public, before the camera. What is worse than that? Is that not reasonable felony? He is now enjoying himself in Germany with his wife. Showore declared a revolution now. Openly, and he acted on it. He mobilized people all over the country. At the end of the day, what happened? The Attorney General entered the nollie prosecute and he was asked to go home. Please tell me, what is worse than all this one I've just mentioned now? Nnamdi Kanu is a self-determination group or leader, which is enshrined in the constitution of the United Nations, and our Nigerian government, they are aware of all these things. That is why up to today nobody have declared IPOB a terrorist organization apart from Buhari. No other person, no other country in the whole world. It is only this government of Buhari. But what has happened all over Nigeria, which I've just listed now, including what's going on in the north, they will not want to pay attention to all those ones. But it is Nnamdi Kanu that must be prosecuted at all costs. For what? Do you know that if not for ESN, in fact, the southeast now, the whole Fulani herdsmen and Bani would have taken over that place? Are you not aware? If not for what those people are doing to protect the indigenous of the southeast, if not for what they have been doing, in fact, nobody would have been in that place by now. What is going on in the world would have been a child's play compared with what they are trying to do in the southeast. Every time they will load people in trailer load and go and dump them in Imo State or Ebonyi State. For what? To be attacking our people. No, the federal government is not aware of what this is, Abi. They are not aware. Right, you said ESN did it, but they are protecting the people. I have asked anybody, I challenge anybody, tell me anytime ESN have gone to any village in the southeast or anywhere in Nigeria and start killing people and start taxing them before they can go to farm. All right,
let's quickly move to the next.
So why would they not say that Nnamdi Kanu did this, he did it? People are very economical with the truth. You hide your own, the log on your own eyes, you hide it, and you want to throw a small speck in my own eyes. You mean the international community, do you know better than them? Why have they not declared Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist? It is only you that know him as a terrorist. It is only you. You forgot the real issue that he's pursuing. Do you know that this Amoteku and all this, that they started later? Nnamdi Kanu started it ahead of time because he saw what was going on. He started ESN before any other person. Is it not to protect the people? No, tell me, is it not to protect the people? Tell me when ESN have gone killing people in the southeast, killing villagers, killing Igbos. Tell me when did it happen? Or start collecting tax like they are doing in the north now, that terrorists will take over an entire village and start taxing them, killing people, raping people, or that ESN kidnap anybody and start asking for ransom. They cannot explain all these things. So you just want to look, they are taking this thing too far. It's unfair. Serious is unfair. All right. Very, very unfair.
Barrister Darlington, it's important to just put out a disclaimer there that these are purely your opinion and does not in any way represent that.
It is my opinion, and there are facts. There are facts. Yes, there are facts.